welcome to my interview for my graduation project. My graduation project is named Experiential Learning as Alternative for a Better Experience. So first of all, I'm going to introduce some of my main ideas for this project. Experiential education and learning is the new way of learning through the process of experimenting. It's going to help the mind of adults and children to helping create a conscious mind about what are they producing. An example for this would be the products they consume, the food, the everything, the technology, iPads, Macs, everything in their lives. I came up with this idea because nowadays people consume and consume and don't even know about what are the costs in people's lives to making this. What advantages and disadvantages do you think the project could have?
I'm talking about experimental learning. I wouldn't say there's a bad thing, like any disadvantages. I only see more like advantages of having the opportunity to interact and learn through experimentation by yourself. So I think that's like what's mostly important. And even though there might be some negative parts, it's mostly the positive parts.
Bueno, las ventajas es que a veces las cosas experimentales las personas las asimilan más porque utilizan más de un sentido, entonces tienen más recordación y a largo plazo la gente tiende a memorizar más las cosas que hace o no a memorizarlas, sino a que sean más efectivas en el pensamiento. Una desventaja es que las cosas vivenciales requieren mucho más tiempo porque mientras la persona las hace, se genera una dinámica de elaborarlas, tienen que seguir una instrucción. No es tan fácil como que alguien dice, haga tal cosa, estudielo en su casa, léalo de una página y cada uno desarrolle. Entonces, en tiempo es mucho más complejo.
It's amazing that you're going to be able to work there, to learn about the processes you need with animals, with the harvesting, with everything in there, with the administration of the farm, because there might be small farms, they might be really big farms, so it really changed everything. You get to know their lives, the kids. You see these kids, 5 years old in the farms, and they are running around the mountains and with the animals and taking care of them, and they live in a completely different world than we live in here in Bogota. Bogota is just all around buildings. So we live like in a different place, and we don't get to appreciate really the importance of the nature and of the work they do. So if students and everyone, if you get to go there, it's the opportunity to get to know these people. They are really good people, working people, organized, and I mean, it's because of them that we have a lot of things that we have in here. Because of them that we can go to the supermarket and say, I want this type of food, this other type. So yes, learning about their work and their lives and their needs. It's going to be to give you tools to create new programs, to create solutions for them, and to really help them. Advantages. The only disadvantage I see right now, okay, at this point, COVID, of course. I mean, you can't go there because the risk is too high. Not a disadvantage, it's just a challenge. It's how you organize that, because you need to, I mean, it is that everyone is able to go there. So all this logistics to go there might be the only challenge.
Why do you think experiential learning is important?
Well, I think it's to give variety to learning, because if we go to school every day and the only thing we learn is to copy equations, to learn words, to know history dates, well, it's not very easy to retain the information and it's not very fun. So I think experimental learning is very useful for that, to integrate the part that you can try yourself and actually learn to do those things yourself.
Porque el aprendizaje vivencial para mí es un aprendizaje que no se olvida. Cuando tú lo adquieres, como lo vas desarrollando, por ejemplo, frente al arte, tú coges un lienzo, ensucias en un principio, después mezclas los colores, después haces el dibujo que quieres hacer y lo vas haciendo y lo vas desarrollando. Eh, a ti eso no se te olvida porque lo estás haciendo, aprendiendo y desarrollando. Mientras que si lo lees y simplemente lo dejas en la memoria pero no lo practicas, es más fácil de olvidar.
It's the best way to learn. Think about labs. Whatever you have to do in a lab, you do it, I don't know, for 2 days. And if you don't do a lab, if you do just problems, it will take you 2 weeks to learn a really easy concept. Yes, it's a unique experience.
Have you ever had an experience in the field of experiential learning?
Yeah, the most recent one I can remember was one I had in biology. That instead of learning like the theory behind how plants work and how fungi work, we actually went outside and we just started picking some plants and then bringing them back to the classroom and analyzing them, which I thought was like a super fun and interactive way to learn.
Sí, porque yo soy artista y básicamente todas las experiencias, todo lo que uno aprende frente al arte es vivencial.
Yes. When I was a kid, at my school, it was really nice because every other week we have, since we were little kids, like pre-K or something like that, we have to go to a farm. So they have a farm just close by to the school, and you have to go there and you have to do everything that they do. You have to clean up, you have to harvest, you have to work with everything that you do in a farm. It was a really nice experience because we were able to see, okay, tomorrow we were going to, I don't know, have an egg, and we know where is the egg coming from, and we love it. I mean, I really think we love that part. A relative of mine, they have a farm, and you see when I go there, there's a kid, a small kid. Then he was running around with animals, and it was really nice because it was a completely different life. And nice people, they were not afraid of anything in the nature that we might be afraid, you know. Another type of experience that it's not exactly with farms, but it's type of that when you do it, then you learn about it. It's with astronomy, with telescopes. If you read about astronomy, for example, you see, oh no, nice. You see all these beautiful images in telescopes that you say, oh my god, that's amazing. But then when you go there, and then you have to live 1 month alone with 5 people around you, and each one of you, you're in a different telescope, the whole night in the middle of nowhere in the desert, with all type of I don't know, myths around that. And then you realize that you're not looking at these beautiful images, that you're looking just like dots on the screen of a computer, and then you have to stay up all the night. And so it's a completely different experience. It's not what you see like in movies or what you see in internet about telescopes. And for example, for you guys in 12th grade, you do like 4 days, I think, working with a company, depending on the field of study you want to choose for your life. And I think that's really important because an experience like that, when you live that, then you get to know if you love that, if you don't love that, and then you get to experience and learn in a really fast pace. So that's amazing.